Shabbat Shalom, giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations as always to the elect. And we're going to go in the news. As you can see, I have on the screen from thepeoplesvoice.tv. All right. Gil Bates, all right, launches mandatory MOTB, digital ID system. All right, reminiscent, all right, of the Tower of Babel, where all nations, all right, were boasted of being brought under one system, under one banner, all right, to become one. All right. And of course, this will be associated with peace, safety, security. All right. But this is everything that, starting with the apostles and elders, we have been warning you people about. All right. And as we get closer and closer, all right, to that great and dreadful day, there are going to be a lot of decisions we as Israelites, all right, are going to have to make, that are going to be based upon faith. This grace period was not given unto us, all right, to basically sow to the flesh, all right. So right now as the Day of Atonement is upon us, Thursday sundown, okay, make sure that you're praying for strength. Make sure that you're sowing to the Spirit. Make sure that ultimately you're, strengthening your faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, because the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous are going to run to it for protection. All right. And as the scriptures say, let's get this in the book of Matthew, I believe the 19th, or Matthew 16 and 18. These are the words of Yahweh Shai. All right. Speaking to Peter, the head of the church, which we know in spirit is our King David, who will take his position, all right, as the head king under Yahweh Shai to establish the government in the kingdom of heaven. All right. When you read Revelation, the 21st chapter, okay, the tabernacle of the Lord is described, as the scriptures say in First Corinthians, the 15th chapter. Every man will be placed in his own order. In the resurrection, all 12 disciples will be, directly in authority under Yahweh Shai, and Peter, all right, will be the first in command under Yahweh Shai, as he is King of kings and Lords of lords. The first king directly established under Yahweh Shai, all right, will be our King David. So let's listen to what the Lord told Peter. Okay. The rock. Okay. That's what Peter means. Petra means rock. All right. This is Mark 16 and 16. And Simon Peter answered and said, "Thou art the Messiah, the Son of the living power." See, they understood who Yahweh Shai was. And he said, and Yahweh Shai answered and said unto him, "Blessed art thou, Simon, all right, Bar-Jonah, all right, for flesh and blood have not revealed it to thee, but my Father which is in heaven." And these secrets and the understanding of what we know in these latter days, it wasn't given unto us through flesh and blood. Although the Lord used earthen vessels to teach these things, it is given unto you, all right, through the Father which is in heaven, through the Holy Spirit, Rachakwadash. And I say unto thee, thou art Peter, all right, and upon this rock will I build my church. And the church is the elect. Okay. And real quick, to show you what I mean, in Revelation, the 21st chapter, as the tabernacle of the Most High, the government, New Jerusalem, is described, which is men. The tabernacle of the Most High is with men, as it says in Revelation 21. As that tabernacle is described, okay, just jumping to the point, Revelation 21:14, and the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. All right, and as you go on to read, it's the 144 cubits according to the measure of a man. All right, so the 12 apostles of the Lamb, all right, as he told them, in the book of Matthew, the 19th chapter, are going to sit on thrones judging, all right, the affairs and setting up order directly, all right, jointly tied to Yahweh Shai. Okay, so what does the Lord say about this government, which we hope to be a part of this order? Let's read it again, Mark 16:18. And I say unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock will I build my church, and the gates of hell, the gates of hell, that's why we call him, all right, Gil Bates of hell, all right, but you know what we mean, all right, shall not prevail against thee. And the gates, let's read this, let's look up this word gates, all right. I never looked that word up. And the scriptures tell you Esau's desire is as hell, and he can never be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. And he's doing it via this digital ID system that everyone is going to be forced to come up under. All right. The word for gates is pule. All right. A gate, a town, a temple, the gates of hell likened to a vast prison. See, metaphorically, the access, all right, access or interest into any state. Now, when we're reading these articles, Gil Bates declares everyone on earth must prove their identity using this system. All right. So what is Yahweh Shai talking about that's not going to prevail against the house and tabernacle of David? All right. It's speaking of, all right, the powers that be. And they are trying to set up a prison planet. The spirit. I never looked this word up. See? A vast prison. As your boy Alex Bones Jones says, all right, the elite are setting up a prison planet. All right. And we're already in that prison, via, technology, money, cell phones. All right. But they're going to take it a step further. All right. When their fourth industrial revolution, you will have to change. All right. Who you are as a human. All right. To enter into their gates, to have access or interest into any state. And we know that's going to be fulfilled in the charagma. Okay, so the gates of hell shall not prevail against the church of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. See, and he told Peter, and I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And again, that word keys, as we always go into, I believe it's kleis. Yep, kleis. And what does this represent? Authority. See? Kleis. Key, since the keeper, all right, of the keys has power to open and shut, metaphorically in the New Testament to denote power and authority of various kinds. You see, and right now we have authority through the Holy Spirit to teach this word, sing the new song. Okay. All right. And that authority is only going to increase as we go from glory to glory. All right. But the powers that be, all right, are boasting in the authority that they are going to have on the planet Earth. See? So there you go. The Lord told us that the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. See? And again, that word gates was dealing with access. Okay, so let's read this article and read the other one, then we'll get out of here. Usually I cram all of the news into one video. Well, if the Lord allows, or sometimes I'll make them, put it all together. Sometimes I'll do, because I got a bunch of information, so much happening in these times. Okay. It says Bill Gates launches mandatory MOTB digital ID system. All right. Globalists. All right. You see this word. Gil Bates has unveiled a new MOTB digital ID scheme that he says will be mandatory for all citizens around the world if they want to participate in society. Okay, and if you are an Israelite and you're seeing this and you're saying this has nothing to do with Revelation, the 13th chapter, then you're absolutely out of your mind. All right. And see that pride, where you don't want to say Great Millstone was right. Look, you don't even have to mention us. Just acknowledge the truth for what it is and teach it. Me knowing myself, I would be like, man, sorry, to you men, because remember, the Wi-Fi, the IUIC, all these different camps are coming up against us, doing all of these videos to prove without a doubt that the MOTB has nothing to do with the charagma, or this digital system we're witnessing that them implement. And you have to ask yourself, why would an Israelite leader go out of his way to do videos detaching, all right, the technology we see our enemy implementing from what's written in the scriptures, but then tell you that you're not supposed to follow anything he does, but don't warn about it? You got to ask yourself these things, man, and wake the hell up. In a post, all right, Monday to X, formerly known as Twitter, which this X has occult and dark meanings as well behind it. All right. Bates boasted that an open source digital ID platform developed in India could change lives and dismantle barriers worldwide. I mean, it would act as what? Peace and safety. See? And give me 1 second here. All right, Salaki. It says proof of identity enables people to fully participate in the economy. It eases access to employment and education, as well as services such as banking, government programs, and healthcare, the article from his foundation organization says. All right. So we ain't just making this up. All right. Digital IDs are an effective tool against poverty. Okay. So bringing yourself up under the banner of this NWO and this digital hub that they're building worldwide, where you will have to enter into to have access. Okay. And of course it's going to be a gradual thing. So there'll be a point, where even we will, be spending digital money. Like Apostle Tahar said, you have people asking, when the digital money comes, can we use it? Are we going off if we use it? All right. No. All right. But there's going to come a point where, they're going to take digital ID a step further. All right. And what your boy, all right, Mr. Schwab said about the fourth industrial revolution is that you will have to change, meaning you will have to merge, all right, your biology, your makeup, all right, with technology. That's where we as Israelites, all right, those who are of the elect, because a lot of you Israelites are going to bow to this all. All right, that's where we are going to have to step out on faith, and it's going to come with a form of persecution. You see? But we know that Revelation 13 and Revelation 14 has to clash. Okay? And this is not medical information or advice. We're just simply going in the news, all right, and bringing out what we believe through faith. If a person cannot prove who they are, can they take advantage of all the opportunities society have to offer? See? Just like your beloved General Yohana, all right, and his main man, Captain Tazariot, told you, if you don't take that juice, all right, how you gonna work? Those damn sellouts. The article asks, highlighting how Orwellian global ID systems allow people to access and interact with the digital public infrastructure. All right. If you look at this post from X or Twitter, all right, it says, goodness gracious, it says 850 million people lack ID that proves their identity. And see, this is why we need a kingdom. In the kingdom of heaven, you think we're going to have to walk around with plastic IDs and, all of these things that identify? We will be identified by our spirit as the children of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. See? And the scriptures talks about that. Let's get that real quick. We ain't going to need none of this. Social security number. All right. We will be acknowledged by who we are in spirit. All right. And it will be evident who we are. All right. By the difference, the difference. And we will be able to identify the nations, by their spirit. Let's see here. Isaiah 61:9, and their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua have blessed. Why? Because they're going to be looking at us like, wow, that's amazing. Like your boy, what's his name? I forget the dude's name. Beta. I forget his name. I was just looking at him. All right. 850 million people lack, all right, the ID that proves their identity. As a result, they're shut out of a lot of services that could change their lives. See? That's why I'm so excited about MOSIP, an open source technology that can dismantle barriers worldwide. All right. And as you can see, the Elamites are on the case, which we know the leaders of all of these countries are, in cahoots. All right. To bring about this NWO. All right. And of course, it'll start with an ID. It will start with something you have to get on the phone. But we know where it's all headed. Okay. Researchers say that DPI can help low-income, middle income countries leapfrog traditional stages of development, lift millions out of poverty, and spur economic growth. All right. Again, peace and safety. All right. Alex Bones Jones at InfoWars reported online. However, people pointed out that this plan for a digital ID, eerily similar to the satanic MOTB system prophesied in the Bible. And there's no way around it. There's no way around the fact that the Bible said that this would happen. All right. And it's happening. You see, this is why eventually E is going to do away with the internet. He's going to, deem particular people with particular talking points and ideologies, terrorists and all of this, because he doesn't want anyone to have an opposing, a mindset. He doesn't want anyone to, upright conversation will be outlawed soon, because it's clear as day where we are. It said would have the exact opposite effect. allowing people to be locked out of services if they've not complied with certain rules, all right, take certain actions or met certain requirements. A global digital ID run by someone like Gil Bates would only make it easier for governments and corporations to shut people out of services. Also, why are his replies locked? Because ultimately they're declaring unto you what they're getting ready to do. Okay? And people know it's the MOTB. Even people who ain't really even into the Bible like that are like, well, damn. All right. This is a statement from someone. Like most things, all right, this guy advertises, okay, which this dude is the devil. Okay. He used to be the the owner of what is called Microsoft. Micro means small, soft is short for software. They've been telling you what they're going to do. All right, like most things he advertises, the exact opposite is true. Noted cybersecurity expert Mike Benz adding a nationwide digital ID won't make it easier for them to provide services. It will make it easier for them to shut you out. And total control is what they're going for. Look at this, people said, he wants you to give him your identity so he can fight poverty. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, the hell right. You cannot have a global social credit system if you don't have a global ID system. And yeah, a social credit score will be tied to this. All right. Thankfully, we have unelected, all right, see this word. Can't say that word nowadays. Got people like Gil Bates to bring communist technocratic utopia to life. And yeah, they're all unelected, but they make all of the decisions, all right, that affect your day-to-day life, all right? And who elected them? All right, Yahweh, all right, Ba'ashem Yahushai, all right? This is was the Solomon 6:1. Hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand, learn, ye that be judges of the earth. Give ear, ye that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations. All right. For power is given you of Yahweh. All right. The power was given. All right. As the scriptures say, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and he raises up different nations that will rule. You're only ruling because of what is written in prophecy. Daniel prophesied that you Edomites will bring about a revival of Rome. John the Revelator further expounded on that. All of the prophets went into this various day where you would rule in a very harsh and wicked manner. So power was given unto you of the Lord, all right, and sovereignty from the highest. This is why you're allowed to operate the way that you're working and operating. Who shall try your works and search out your counsels? All right. Because being ministers of his kingdom, ye have not judged aright, nor kept the law, nor walked after the counsel of the Most High. Okay? And he's given you power through Isaac. A blessing was given unto you. All right? And you didn't use any of your power to uplift, all right, righteousness, which we knew you wouldn't do it. But again, it's an accusation against you. Horribly and speedily shall come upon you. All right, shall he come upon you, for a sharp judgment shall be upon them that are in high places. Okay. And, that goes for the rulers of Israel, at one point who were doing wickedness, but now this speaking to Esau, Edom. Okay. For mercy will soon pardon the meanest, but mighty men shall be mightily tormented. All right. For he which is Lord over all shall fear no man's person, neither shall he stand in awe of any man's greatness. For he that made the small and great, all right, and cared for all alike. For he have made small and great and cared for all alike. But a sore trial shall come upon the mighty. See? Now, these devils are boasting in some very, very proud things in these latter days. All right. And we know when you go to the Tower of Babel, that was one of their claims to fame, was to bring everybody as one. Genesis, the 11th chapter. In the 4th verse, and they said, "Go, let us build a city and a tower," which now this is a technological tower, "whose top may reach unto the heaven." And they're boasting that, the new gods will be these clouds, not like as in clouds we see, through looking in the sky, but clouds where all of this data will be stored. That's why they say data is like the new gold. Everything will be on these in these clouds. Everything will be tracked, traced, recorded, and there will be no way out. And let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth. So they're hurrying up to establish this system, all right, to escape the judgment, all right, that is associated with prophecy. All right, and the Lord came down to see the city and tower which the children of men builded. All right, and the Lord has sent the angels down. Okay, and the Lord said, "Behold, the people is one, and they all have one language." Okay, which goes into the Hebrew and also fashion. All right, everybody was just rebellious against the Lord. Language could also go into a particular manner and way people live. All right, but the Hebrew was the language, the only language in the earth at that time. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. All right, they're doing all of these experiments. They're boasting in, transforming, humans, animals, fruit. So the Lord, all right, as it said here, eventually the angel said, "Let us go down and confound their language." And that's what's getting ready to happen. Showing you that it wasn't, it said Yahweh, but then it says, "Let us go down," because the angels are the ones who do the bidding of the Lord. And the Lord is going to send his only begotten son back, all right, to crush this wicked, all right, one world order they're trying to set up. See, the Lord never wanted all people to be one. See? And see, if they're able to, do away with nations and bring everybody up under this one banner, that means they can, opt out of the judgments that are tied to biblical nations. They can opt out and cut off the blessing that's tied to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. See? And, we're at the point where everybody's on to this devil's, when you look at all these tweets, people are onto his ass. You see? And then he goes into, Revelation 13, 16, and 17, which we'll get that real quick. It says, "Considering the globalists," can't say that word, "are anxious to implement their technocratic one world government control grid." See, back then, at the time of Nimrod, the Tower of Babel, it was that tower. Now it's a, technological electronic tower, all right, that you ultimately you're going to have to come up under. It comes as little surprise, all right, Gates is publishing articles heralding the arrival of a digital ID. However, all right, more Christians and privacy-minded individuals are waking up to the reality of the evil, all right, totalitarian nightmare, and it's sparking a new level of resistance like never before. And they want that. They want people to resist. They want, the back and forth, all right? They want that civil unrest so it can justify them coming down with might, all right? And they have weapons and technology that we have never heard of, all right? And let's get Revelation 13, then we'll read a little bit of that article and get out of here. Okay, because right now they're forcing everyone to bow to the image, the alphabet agenda, their government, their ways. All right, they're forcing their image upon everyone. All right, even boasting that if you don't bow to their image, all right, like Uganda, if you don't bow to their image, you won't you'll get sanctions put on you. You'll ultimately be left out. You'll be separated. See, and we're witnessing that even right now. And we always go into, all right, how he had power, Revelation 13 and 15, to give life unto the image of the beast. All right. And ultimately, we know that image is associated with a philosophy, a way, a religion, like literally the NWO, and what we're seeing be planted into the earth is what their image is fulfilled in. Everything. See? And it's speaking, all right, and living through the system we're seeing being implemented. Okay? Starting with Babylon the Great, NATO, the EU. Okay? And cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast that they should be killed. All right. And again, all right, just for the sake of maybe new listeners, that word killed, yeah, it can mean to be actually killed, but more importantly, okay, it could go into see if this is it. Apo, it means to be separated. See, and what they're telling you, all right, what are we witnessing? They're telling you if you're not coming up under this digital system, all right, it's going to separate you from many services that you're going to need to sustain yourself. All right. Any kind of separation, all right, of one thing from another, which the union or fellowship of the two is destroyed. So you won't be able to have fellowship with this system, all right, if you don't bow to the image, all right. And then he's going to cause, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma. Now, this word charagma, mark, all right, as many Israelites are trying to say, this is dealing with something spiritual. The spiritual aspect is fulfilled in the image of the beast. They're going to make you to bow to their way, their philosophies, their image. All right, but the charagma, as we can see, is an imprinted mark stamped upon the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-Messiah. And what this takes you to is an ancient system of worship where you would get a brand or a tattoo on you, all right, to basically give you access into a system to say you worship that God. A mark branded on horses. You brand horses for ID purposes. See? All you have to do is look it up. All right? Real quick. Let's go to Google real quick. And just look it up. Give me 1 second here. Why are animals branded? All right. Branding identifies cattle who are free roaming, all right, on the range, serves as a deter cattle rustling, and helps to return rustled animals to their rightful owners. Unfortunately, cattle rustling is also a Western American tradition, which, who did they do this with before? Humans, like the movie Antebellum, all right, when slaves were, when runaway slaves were, captured, they were branded to pretty much state who they belonged to. In Rome, it would be a tattoo on the forehead. Okay? Stigma, to stigmatize. Okay? Chi-size stigma. Stigmatized. Stigmatized definition. Okay. A mark with stigmata. All right. A mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance. And if you were like a runaway slave, all right, it would be, a tattoo on your forehead. This is also a system, again, right here, a mark made by a pointed instrument, you know. So all of this is all tied together. Okay. Branding an animal is used as a property stamp identifying a stock breeder as the owner of the animal. All right. And what they're doing, worldwide with all these agendas, is, giving them a patent on you. I'll just say that, they'll own you. By branding the animals, ranch owners are expressing the animal's legal condition as mere things or as slaves. So, to bring it all home, all right, this system goes back to an ancient system of branding and marking a subject, an animal, but it says things carved, sculpture, graven work, and adulterous image. It's something physical. And the reason we know it's something physical is the way that this word charagma is used in Acts 17 and 29. For as much then we are the offspring of the Most High, we ought not to think of the Godhead as unto gold or silver or stone or graven, all right, or graven. That word graven is tied to charagma by art and a man's device. Okay? A device. So the charagma John the Revelator was warning us about, all right, was a physical instrument that will be issued. And the purpose, all right, is that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name, because you're putting his name on you. All right. And also, as we've been going into, this word to receive is didomi.
Strong's G 1325. Didomi.
To give something to someone, all right, of one own accord as something to his advantage, to bestow a gift. And right now they're telling you, okay, these things, will, if you don't have particular, identification, you will be locked out of a lot of services. So you don't think they're going to take it a step further? Something for your advantage. All right. To give something to one's care. Okay. So, I mean, it has so many meanings. To permit or grant one access, basically. Access. All right. Is not that word used here? I believe we saw the word access. Boom. This is what he said on his website. This coming under this system will give you access. Let's look up the word access. We love to look up words. All right, we love learning overall through the Holy Spirit, of course. Let's let this come up. So the gates of hell, they're on a, means approaching or entering a place. Access, entrance. All right. Admission, admittance. There you go. Let's finish it off here. Gil Bates declares everyone on earth must prove their identity using his global digital ID system. Look at him. Or it, whatever the hell that is. All right. So he's demanded that all nations of the world to adopt his global solution for digital ID to force every single person on earth to join his global digital ID system. All right. And it's pretty much going into the same thing we just read, but this is a solution. Okay. So WEF, all right, orders, all right, governments to prepare for billions of social credit prisoners. Privacy will soon become totally obsolete. They're telling you openly what they're getting ready to do. Okay? Let's get Habakkuk and close it out. Habakkuk chapter 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, and will enlarge his desire as hell, the gates of hell. Okay, and as death, and cannot be satisfied. See, with all of the power he has, he's still not satisfied. All right, he wants those eyes. He wants your soul on a grid. But gathered unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right, which is going to lead to people, coming up against his ass. So that's it. Hopefully, I will edify man. And check out these titles as well. All right, they're coming. Shalom.